Welcome to this tutorial on investing with Robinhood 101 the basics. I'm going to be showing you how to use the Robinhood app on your phone and also through a new feature, which is the website, showing you how easy it is and how accessible it is to those that don't have any experience with investing in the stock market, and also what sets it apart. So let's get started. One of the best features about Robinhood is that it's a no hassle startup. You can start your account with very little money. There's not an account minimum. There aren't any trade fees associated with your account, so you can make unlimited trades, and that won't cost you anything. With other accounts, like you see here listed, it can cost you $7. It can cost 0.25%. Some brokers charge even higher. They also have account minimums that you have to have. Robinhood doesn't have that, which makes Robinhood the choice for people who don't have any money, people who just want to get into it and don't really know a lot, and they want to educate themselves by playing around with it. This will allow you to do it, and it'll also minimize the risk. All right, so first I'm going to show you how to use the Robinhood app from your phone device, and because I'm doing this on the computer, I'm going to be using BlueStacks, which is an Android emulator, which basically you can pretty much download any app from the App Store, and it works on your computer just like it would on the phone. I have my shortcut here, so I'm double clicking that, and it loads up my Robinhood login screen. Um, you put in your code, and this already has my uh, credentials in there, so all I need to do is just put in my passcode. But usually you'll need your username and password and passcode. But once I get in here, it takes me right to my dashboard. As you can see, today is not a good day because of all the things happening in China with trade tariffs and all that crap. Um, we got a down day, but I can check to see that overall I'm in the green. This downside is what's happened most recently, but it'll go back up hopefully. Um, but yeah, so you can see what your stocks look like for that day, that week, that month, 3 months, and 1 year, and then everything in total. So you have that information. If you scroll down, you'll see all the stocks that you have invested in and what they're doing for that day. You can also see different things like the total gain and loss or percentage change in the last price of those. If you want to look at a particular stock, you can just click it. It goes into Netflix, shows you what the current stock price is at, what it's done today, what it did after hours. You can check it for 1 week, month, 3 months, a year, 5 years. Um, as you can see, Netflix has steady growth, so it's something that I would recommend investing in. Uh, with 20 shares, that's how much that's worth. It gives you the average cost and your total return. Again, like I said, this a couple of weeks ago, this was looking really good, but yeah, it's life, I guess. Shows you a lot of information, goes into details. Here you have recent news. There's articles about that particular stock where that stock is mentioned. So if you want to know anything else about the stock, you can click on one of those articles, uh, and it'll take you to whatever site that's on, and give you that information. So you can read about whatever's happening with that stock. And it does that for every stock that you have. So there's a bunch of information that you can learn from those stocks. Also shows you the earnings, quarterly earnings, whether it's hit its targets or not. Shows you what you've done as far as buying and selling, all that good stuff. And then you have all the rest of your stocks, and as you notice that it's red, which is really, really a bad color. But I like the green. The green means good. So um, That's something to take note of. Outside of that, you can also add stocks to your watch list to see what they're doing. So this is my watch list, and we have Google, we have Alibaba, Facebook, and we have FedEx, Amazon, eBay. So as you can see, across the board, everything's doing bad right now. So, except for BGNE, they actually made something. If you want to check out other stocks or search for one, you can just type in the name of a company. I'll type in Pepsi, and it takes me to PepsiCo stock. I can click on that, and I can see what Pepsi's doing. They're down too. So, yep, that is what it is. If you click the options up here, it'll bring out your whole account. And you can see, your value, how much money you have in buying power. If you go to your account, it shows you the total market value of what you have. You can increase your buying power. Basically, it's kind of like for a certain amount of money per month, you can basically get extra money. It's kind of like borrowing. You're borrowing money from Robinhood to invest. So current tier $50 a month, and I get an extra $12,000 to invest. So that $12,000 isn't mine, but any money that I make off that $12,000 is mine. Tells you the health of your account. Um, they also have day trade restrictions. Basically, if you're committing too many trades in a day, and you're not at the 25,000 level, they'll restrict your account. I was getting a little trade happy, and so that ended up happening to me. So May 2nd. So there's that. Um, you have account statements, tax documents. So at the end of the year, when you need to file taxes, they're all done. They're all given to you right here in the app. You can have them emailed to you, or you can just download them from your phone. To get money into your account, it's pretty simple. You just add your bank accounting information on here. Uh, you can transfer money to Robinhood in these increments or whatever you so choose. I'm not transferring anything in right now, so I'm gonna go back. Uh, you can transfer money to your bank. So right now, because I have that 1900 in buying power, I can take this and just put all that into my bank account, back into my bank account. But I'm not going to worry about that now. You can set up automatic deposits. You can link accounts. They have a bunch of more popular accounts already in here to make it a little bit easier for you to connect. Uh, and then if there's anything, if you have accounts in other banks that aren't listed, you can go to other and you can add those accounts there. Um, as far as the whole buying process, it's pretty simple. Buying and selling. Let's say if I wanted, some of this Google stock, which is currently at $1,000 a share, because I have buying power of 1900, I can say, hey, I want one share, and then I can click check and buy a share of that. Same thing with selling. I can go to one of these shares that will say Netflix, and I can click the sell option, um, and I just choose the amount of shares I want to sell. I click the check mark, it'll give me a message confirming what I want it to do, and then I just confirm it, and then it'll be sold. There are also different order types, so I can sell at market limit, stop loss, and stop limits. Um, these are good, especially with stop losses, to basically protect your account from zeroing out and you losing everything. Because the current price is at 288, I can set the stop price at maybe 285, which means that when that stock sells, um, or when that stock goes to 285 or below, that it will sell my shares. So if maybe, I look up and the stock's at 250 per share, I only take, you know, $3 loss instead of a $30 loss. That's pretty much it for the app. Um, it's a lot of information, but it's still simple. Anybody can use it. Now I'll go into what it looks like when you actually do it online. So this is a new feature. Uh, and let me back out of here real quick. So it's a new feature, and basically, you just go to the Robinhood website, you put in your login credentials, and it essentially shows you the same amount of information. It does it in real time, so it gives you what the stocks are currently at. Again, that same information, my Netflix and Shopify, all that stuff. As you can see, everything's still in red everywhere. We do have some top movers. NetApp and General Mills made a little bit, but that's pretty much it. You have more of those news articles, and if I click notifications, it gives me some of the information that was already on the website as far as the articles and what's happening. And if I click account, it gives me that same information that the options button would in the app. So a lot of that stuff is here as well. Uh, and that's pretty much it. It's very simple. When I started out, I was really scared and skeptical. But the great thing about doing Robinhood is that you don't have to pay uh, for each trade that you make, which usually could cost you, up to $10, depending on who your, brokerage company or stock investing company is. But this just makes it a lot easier and a lot more accessible to the layperson. And I like the app, even though I'm not doing good today. I'll just click the all and then feel better about myself. Um, but that's it. I hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Robinhood is a great way to introduce yourself to the stock market. It also allows enough features for beginners to get comfortable with investing with limited knowledge. More features are being added to create a more robust investing experience.